Hello and welcome back to Crazy Dove Studios. Today we will look at the much requested topic, configuring backups for Oracle database in NetWorker. NetWorker supports a number of enterprise applications of which Oracle is one. To configure the Oracle database backups in NetWorker, we will be using a module called as the NetWorker module for database applications. Now this module supports a number of different applications and databases as well, but in this video we will be just looking at Oracle. Now to make things easier, let's break the entire process or procedure of installing, configuring, and taking a backup of Oracle into 6 steps so that we have something to validate and then to move forward. So first we will be doing the installation of the client agent and the NMDA on the respective Oracle server. The next step is to link the library file on the client machine itself. Then get the relevant information from the DBA to complete the configuration. Make sure that the appropriate pool and devices are created. Next step would be to create the client instance with all the configuration to do a backup of the Oracle database. And then the last step is to test the backups. So let's go ahead and log into our client. So I'm on my client right now and I have logged in as root. And now we will go ahead and do the installation of the client agent, the NMDA module, and then move on to the next step, which is to link the library file. Let's go ahead and do the installation of the agent first. And I'm pretty sure you're quite used to doing this by now. Okay, the client was already installed on this. Let's clear this screen, go back, and my installation file for NMDA is right here. So let's go ahead and do the installation of the NMDA with the same command rpm-ivh minus nothing, then the installation file, and the installation is complete. Now you see that there is a few information that have been printed out on your console, and this is regarding the NMDA installation as well as the configuration of the client. These steps will be performed later on in this video. Right, so the next step is to link the library file. Oracle makes backups to a media manager. For this, RMAN must communicate with the media management library. So NetWorker in this case acts as a media management layer and thus has to provide a library so that RMAN can interact with it to send the backup to a centralized storage. Libobk.so is the media management library, and we need to create a soft link for this file to the NetWorker media management library, which is libbsrora. For this, let's go into the Oracle home location, which in my case is this. And here I have to go into lib. And here I have to first check if the NSR media management layer is created. Yeah, the library file is created, and next step is to create a soft link for libobk.so to the media management layer library of NetWorker. Once this is done, let's confirm if everything is okay, and yes, it is. Now this completes our second step in the process. So the next step is to get all the relevant information that you see on the screen from the DBA admin. So this information might be required or is required when you do the configuration of the client. Now let's go ahead and make sure that we have all the pools and devices in place, which we are going to use the existing devices, which is going to be the only device that we have. Right, this is the only device that we have, and if I show you the configuration here, I already have all the workflow and the protection group in place, and all I have to do is create the client now. So we have already seen how to configure an Oracle DB backup using a client wizard, which makes use of the same backup command, but the configuration details are placed within the backup config parameter, and this is again put in direct automatically by NetWorker. Now in this video, let's look at how to do a client configuration manually for an Oracle database. So for this, first we will need to configure the configuration file, which is placed in the client. So for this, the NetWorker already provides a template which is at the location NSR apps and config. So there will be more than one file, and what we are interested in the is in the NMDA Oracle config file. Let's copy this over and place it in our home directory. And here, let's switch to home as well. There we have it. And let's go ahead and edit this file now. So all the details that are required here could be supplied by the DB admin. So this is the Oracle home location, and let me put in the details that I have for my Oracle database, which is this. Next is the Oracle SID. So as you can see, these informations are required. So SID for me is ORCL, Oracle user is going to be sysadm, NSLang is going to be this one, NSR arguments. We can mention the NSR arguments here as well, but I'm not going to mention this here. We have a TNS admin, which is also something that your DBA admin will give you. We don't have any pre or post, yeah, and that should be good enough. So let's go ahead and quit out of this. Get the path, which would be this one, and the config file itself. Now that we have the configuration file in place, we also need a RMAN script on the client that we can trigger from the NetWorker server during the scheduled backup, and this is the RMAN script that I have. Let me clear this, cat and open. So if you look at the configuration of the RMAN script here, this is a simple script for the backup. Here you have the allocation of 2 channels, means that the parallelism on this backup is going to be 2. Here are the details for the networker parameters. So we have the server, NSR server, as well as the target pool for this particular backup. Here is the backup command itself. So here again, file per set is set to 4. You can change it to 1. And then the RMAN just releases a channel that it had allocated for this particular backup. So let's go ahead and complete the configuration. So I need this and this. Let's switch over to NMDA, right click to create the client manually, select new client properties, put the name of the server. Once the server name is put, I'll select the appropriate group. The pool details are already on the RMAN script, so we need not select anything here. Next is the backup command. So the backup command for the manual configuration is nsr DASV, and you need the switch Z. And for the switch Z, the parameter that you have to provide is the path to the configuration file, the complete path to the configuration file, that is. So this is the complete path to the configuration file. All good. Once this is completed, I have to again go back to the general tab to change the save set, and the save set here is going to be RMAN keyword followed by the complete path to the RMAN script, which here is, can place this here, and the full is, this is my RMAN script. So let me copy this over and place it here. Delete this, click on OK, and go ahead and start the backup. So now the backup is triggered and it is running. Show details. If you see here, it has already run 2 channels. Okay, my backup is completed. And if you can check, this is my completed backup. You can also configure the archive backup in the same manner. The only difference in the process or the procedure of configuring is that instead of providing the path to the RMAN script, which is responsible to do a full backup, you need to provide the complete part to the RMAN script, which is going to do an archive backup instead. So this is all I have for the configuration of the client for Oracle database backup manually. Thanks for sticking with me till the end of this video. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions or comments, share it with our community in the comment section below, or you can drop me a message at my Twitter account. I will see you on another video. Goodbye.